Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Michael Meier Show. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. If you are watching this on the replay, thank you for watching it on the replay and tuning in. This is on Facebook right now, and you may be watching this in a host and a variety of other places. But please put your comments below, even if it's in the replay, because we'll make sure to respond to your comments, answer any questions that you may have. And the whole point of this show is to help you as a real estate agent or an entrepreneur to build an epic business. And you do that by learning from other people who are successful and can share their advice with you. So we go out there and we look for some of the most successful, innovative agents, coaches, marketers in the industry who will be here to help you build an epic business for yourself. So thank you for tuning in. Today we have a really special show. We're going to be focusing today on how to use Instagram to grow your business. So I'm going out there and I'm like, who should I bring on the show to talk about using Instagram to grow your business? And, I find some people that have 10,000 followers and 20,000 followers. And, I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm looking till I find someone that has 800,000 followers. Who here would like to have 800,000 followers? I can tell you I would love to have 800,000 followers. I'd love to learn how to do it. And that's what we're going to be talking about on today's show. So without further ado, we're going to jump into the show. Once again, put your comments below and let's get this show going. Welcome to the Michael Meier Show. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Michael Meier Show. Super excited about our show today. This is going to be phenomenal. Today, we are going to be talking about how you can get 800,000 followers on Instagram. I'm a big proponent of using Snapchat, and I've used Snapchat to grow my business, and I'm known out there in the industry for using Snapchat to educate real estate agents. I have Snapucations every day, real estate education in 6 snaps or less, and I've used that platform to a great degree. But lately, a lot of people have been talking to me about Instagram, and Instagram is an amazing, huge platform that's getting the eyeballs, and it's a really phenomenal platform for real estate agents to grow their business. So I would like to introduce you today to Sebastian. Sebastian is a real estate agent in Florida. He's an agent who has an amazing business, someone that I met not even in Florida. I met him somewhere completely different in Chicago while he was marketing a development over there for a Florida development. So he is somebody that is doing amazing, amazing things. He's someone that has an Instagram following, 800,000 followers, crazy stuff. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you. Sebastian, are you there?
I am here. Thank you, Michael.
Hey, Sebastian. Thank you so much for joining us on today's show. It's an honor, and my understanding is you're not even in Florida right now. Where are you in the moment?
No, I am in Moscow right now.
You're in Moscow. So it's 4:30 here in New York City, where we're located. Yeah. What time is it by you right now?
It's almost midnight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So this is really nice of you and an honor of you, and thank you so much for jumping in. Are you in the hotel now? Where are you?
Yeah, I'm sitting in the lobby of one of the nicest hotels here.
Oh, sweet.
It's a great place here, definitely. A lot of work because, I have some good clients here. Actually, a couple of them I found through Instagram, and so just basically working with them and seeing what happens. But I'm also trying to enjoy my time here. It's a great place.
I'm sure. So Sebastian, for people that that don't know of you yet, if they're on Instagram, they probably know you. But for people who don't know you yet, you are a real estate agent in Florida, and people know you, I assume, by your name, Sebastian Acosta.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about who you are, and also just for a split second, I just want to make a quick intro as well. Jennifer, are you there?
I am. I'm here.
Hey, Jennifer. Jennifer is a real estate agent here at Meier. She runs our marketing. She is, works with me co-hosting the show, and she's awesome. Thank you so much for hosting the show. And she'll be there to make sure that we answer any questions that people have as well. So comments below while we go through this episode. Thank you, Jennifer.
Of course.
All right, so Sebastian, so let's jump into tell us, give us everybody a brief intro, who you are and how you got into marketing yourself, real estate, Instagram. Give us the scoop.
Okay, well, originally 2013, I'm a big animal advocate. I started, I was posting things about the killing of the dolphins in Taiji, Japan. And I was posting in my own personal account and I was getting 3-4 likes and sometimes nothing. And I was like, geez, there has to be something more than this. It can't be that people that are close to me are not, instantly following what I like. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to separate animal page from my own page. And then boom, it started growing 5,000, 10,000, 15, 20. It was every month. It was consistently, it was super viral. And, now it's about 111,000. And now I would say it's probably the #1 animal advocate page in the world. I mean, we just last week finished raising $35,000 for the dogs in China. We got together with several celebrities, good friends of mine, and in 7 days we raised $35,000 for 1,000 dogs that they rescued in Yulin, China. That's all thanks to Instagram.
Wow.
So awesome. I decided also, let's do something for my business. So let's do a real estate page. So, we started Real Estate Invest. We have another one called Homes in Miami. We have another one called Miami Mansion. And then on top, then it's like, we don't really want to saturate the market with, our own targeted ads. So, I started building buildings of the future and I do real estate global. Our company has 750 offices around the world. So for me, it was easy to get that kind of leverage. So basically every single page is going to be feeding the other pages, not only by me telling people to follow the other pages, but also because every time I like one of my other pages and I comment 3, 4, and on top of that, I put 2 avatars, it's going to immediately show in the Explorer page from the followers of my other page. So I'm basically creating a huge network inside my own spiral. It's like a network. It's like a kind of spider web.
So you started off with the intention, this was, you started off not with the intention of even using Instagram for real estate. You started off with using Instagram for a socially awesome cause.
Yeah.
And then it ended up morphing into, hey, I can use this for real estate too. And exactly. Now both your social justice, I don't know what you call it, just you're doing good for humanity and for animals. Now together is helping you build your real estate business at the same time.
Yeah, you sort of use the same techniques, the same features, and you understand, what everything, basically the basic concepts behind Instagram. And I'm going to tell you, everything changed around August 2016. What we used to have was there was a feed of basically time feed. Mm-hmm. So when I would post something, you would see it, and then my friends would see it. But now it's based on basically engagement. So it's the post that has the most engagement, meaning the most amount of comments and the most amount of likes. It's what's going to show up in your feed as first. So now the whole rules of the game change, and they're changing every single day. It's crazy what we have to keep up with. And that's why we have a lot of mastermind groups with other pages that are larger than mine, and they're feeding me, their information. So, if you think Instagram, guess what? You are so wrong. Nobody knows Instagram because the rules are being rewritten every single day. And it's crazy. I can't even tell you the stuff that I'm learning on a daily basis. Cause I basically became, just so immersed in it because I started to make money with it. So I said, you know what, I'm going to, learn more about it because it's cool,
Tell me a little bit about, from the real estate side of things, how has it helped you with real estate? You said you even met some clients or are meeting some clients now in Moscow that you met through Instagram. Can you walk me through, for an agent who says, okay, it's nice to have 800,000 followers, but how does that generate business for me? Tell us a little bit about how it's done that for you.
Okay. The business of Instagram is very complex. It's very difficult. It's not a one-day thing that I'm going to post and then I'm going to get a buyer. It just doesn't work like that. I'm going to explain. You have to build an audience that will basically love you, and they're going to love you because they're going to trust you. They're going to They're going to see that you're posting constantly, you know, that you have knowledge of the market, that your feed is professional. It's not just like, oh, well, me posting pictures of a party and then I'm here and there. And then it's like, it just, people are going to relate to you for professionalism, you know. And sometimes, as you said yesterday in one of your, your social media, I think it was on Instagram, you said, if you have a dog, maybe that might be something that, you know, you can basically, you know, connect with your clients. So how do you get into this? Basically, I think for me, it takes you about every 100,000 followers to get maybe one good client. And that's just the reality of the matter. It's not going to be overnight. And I've heard of success stories. Basically, you know, somebody might post the right picture at the right time with the right hashtag, and it might get one buyer from them. Or, you know, usually it happens to me when I post something that's very hot in the market. For example, in Miami, we have the Aston Martin towers. So everybody's talking about Aston Martin. So you might be able to get a buyer because there's a frenzy about a certain project. So something like that is, you can ride that wave. But in general, where you're going to have to be as consistent, everyday posting, once, twice at the most. I don't think that you should post 3 unless it's a very special occasion. And I mean, there's many things that you can do, but it's basically consistency. It's being a photographer. If you're not a photographer, become one. You know, if not, hire a really good one, because the last thing people want to see is bad photography. That is such a turnoff. The next thing I want to tell you guys, if you have a post, you know, if your regular posts are having 50 likes, which is typical, you know, 50, maybe 80 likes, and then your next post after a couple of days only has had 10 likes, what I call 30% or less, get rid of it, because it sucks. Get rid of it. Okay, it's not working. That's kind of the thing that you want to tell. And then the other thing is that you need to understand how business analytics work on your page. So you need to connect your Instagram page with your business page on Facebook. It's very important that you understand how the engagement, how all the analytics work, how many followers you have, how many new followers you have every day, how many likes, how many people are seeing your posts every day. And the top thing for me is knowing the time to post, because it's going to tell you, for example, and the majority of my pages is usually between 2 and 4 o'clock during the day. So I try to use that no matter what. I always have my phone, and it's letting me know, hey, listen, I have a schedule between 2 to 4. I know I have to post consistently every day. So that's one of my other techniques. The other thing is tell people how to connect with you. Let people know that they can. Don't just put the post and say, contact me. No, you have to, on every single picture, you have to let them know what your phone number is, how they can contact you. I put DM, direct message, or WhatsApp, because if I'm traveling around the world, and usually a lot of people have WhatsApp around the world. In US, unfortunately, it's not a big tool. I don't know why it's not. I think if you don't have it, you should be downloading it right now as we speak. Yeah. WhatsApp is a great mechanism to speak to international buyers, especially in New York or Miami or LA. You're going to have a lot of possibility of getting international buyers. So I put DM, WhatsApp, or email, and I put my email there as well.
First of all, for those of you who don't know WhatsApp, what WhatsApp is, you should definitely find out. I'm pulling it up over here just to give people like a quick screen, because today, actually, I have a client, I think they're in London. They reached out to me. They actually sent me an email a few days ago saying, hey, we would like to, maybe sell our home. And I responded to their email, and they never responded to me, like it got lost. And then I called the international number, and then they just simply responded, do you have WhatsApp? Because that's where we can communicate really easily. So I was going to pull it up over here, but my phone's acting a little slow. But either way, it's a great app for everybody to communicate with one another. Just before we take it a little bit further, I want to show people a little bit some of your Instagram, what you have on Instagram. Maybe we can throw up on screen while we're talking some of the Instagram accounts that you have that we posted a little while ago in our messages. So while we're talking, that'll just come up now. So fantastic. So you're going to be seeing it on screen now as we talk. But awesome. So anyways, continuing forward. So now you're out there and you're using your Instagram pages to feed to one another. I think a big thing that I just learned over here is to audit your page, to actually remove images that aren't getting a good response.
Yeah, totally.
So So talk to us a little bit about that. Is that something that you look at automatically? You know, at the end of the day, you kind of look at it, or a few hours later, or is it something that you give time to? Because I know a lot of Instagram posts, like it's kind of right away you start seeing that juice.
Yeah, I'm reviewing my engagement, basically my metrics on a daily basis. I need to know what is going on. You know, what my followers are liking. You know, I need to understand if they want to see water views, or they want to see kitchens, or they want to see bathrooms, or, you know, it's you know, every bulk of clients is different. So I have certain pages that are majority, like my homes in Miami, actually, believe it or not, has a majority of followers from Brazil. So guess
Really?
what? Guess what? I had to many of my posts have Portuguese below. Yeah, I have to basically go and translate and put it Portuguese. So yeah, you have to understand where your follower is coming from.
Yeah.
It's super important. So you have to know your metrics. You have to know where your followers are from. Are they female, male, what percentage? You know, and the key thing is engagement. Like, try to increase the engagement. Engagement is the amount of views that your page had that week. So you have to try to next, you know, if you had this week, you had 800,000 views. Next week, you want to try to get it up to, you know, 900, a million. I have a page that's the Power of Tantra. That's a yoga page, very spiritual. Like, that page has almost 500,000 followers, and we have about almost 3.8 million in engagement per week. You know,
wow.
so we have, and to get to that point, it just takes a lot of work. A lot of my posts nowadays, since like I told you before, the engagement system changed. So now it's not time. Now it's more it's critical that you have engagement with your page. You know, where Gary Vaynerchuk teaches you is now every time you post, you have to ask questions. Try to get people to engage. Try to get people to work with you. Try to get people to ask you questions. You know, and that immediately is going to show up on the Instagram, you know, Explorer page, because the more engagement you have, the more chances you're going to get an Explorer page. If you get an Explorer page, that's when you see that certain pages have typical 100 likes, 1,000 likes, and suddenly one post has 10,000 likes. How do you think that happened? It was because your post went viral. How do you make it go viral? Because you had a big engagement.
Gotcha. Hey, Sebastian, so we have a few questions in the comments.
Go ahead.
One of them is from David. He wants to know where you get your pictures from. Do you take them yourself? Do you get them professionally done? How do you know what to post, like what type of content?
It's a great question. Well, we are in a good market. If you're in New York and you're in Miami, you basically have access to a lot of pictures from developers. Developers will give you their pictures for free. So you have to notice that they already have done a lot of the work for you, a lot of the 3D work for you. You know, a lot of the, you know, the future buildings. I use a lot of future buildings for Miami because, you know, our commissions are extremely good. And a lot of the people in Miami like new. You know, they don't want to live in an old building. So I post a lot of new stuff. And I make a note below. I say, you know, if you want to buy, rent, or sell in Miami, contact me. So, in the same thing in New York, if you have a really cool building coming up in Central Park, post it on there. You know, and just let people know that, you know, even and honestly, I never put up prices because that keeps a lot of people away. But a lot of people might ask me, oh, how much is that going for? And that's when you start engaging with people. That's when you start, you know, communicating, answering questions. Because, you know, if I post something, oh, it's a $5 million condo, 99% of your followers might not even ask you any more questions. So, you know, they might think that they might be able to buy it. You know, the other day I posted something that said 35,000, but it was actually a rental. You know how many people got in touch with me? I'm like, no, you guys can't read it. It says rental at Porsche Tower in Miami.
That's great.
So
I saw that. I saw that.
Funny.
Yeah.
That's even until today, somebody in Russia mentioned, oh, hey, is that possible? $35,000 condo in Porsche Tower. No.
You're like, for you?
Yeah. Maybe they didn't know how to read English or something. Yeah, that's funny.
So when you're going out there and you're posting your ads, does it make a difference whether the images have text on them? Because like on Facebook, when I'll sponsor ads on Facebook, Facebook will not allow you to market stuff as well when there's a certain percentage of text on the photo.
Well, I mean, I don't think Instagram really has a way to detect that. I just, their softwares are so poor in that aspect. I think it has to do more with the engagement that you had. I really don't think it matters too much how much you can write as much as you want.
Do you sponsor from Facebook?
I do. Absolutely.
tell us, when do you sponsor and how do you decide to sponsor and how much does it cost to sponsor to have an effective thing? Because I talk to a lot of people about using Facebook and marketing with Facebook and sponsoring posts through Facebook, right? And of course, content is always the most important thing, good, engaging content, jaw-dropping images, all this kind of stuff. But at the same time, it takes a lot less money than people think on Facebook when you're actually sponsoring to build your network. And I'm curious on Instagram what your feelings are.
It's like having a billboard in the middle of New York City. It's, imagine you having this huge billboard in Times Square. It's exactly the same, and it's going to cost you $5, $20, $30, $5 per day. I usually do posts, and you can target wherever area you want. If you want, central Manhattan, if you want lower, wherever you want. If you want to just go to Jersey and you post, you click on location and you do the miles, radius that you want, 2.5, 5 miles, and usually a great place. If you, for example, you have a product and it's not selling well in New York, well, guess what? You can probably advertise in Shanghai, Beijing, Moscow, why not? So it's great. It's a mind-boggling idea, in a way.
But have you had success actually getting buyers from other locations that you've posted something that have that have ended up contacting you that turn into clients?
I have to be honest with you. I've received a few people for rentals and things of that nature, but I haven't had a major success advertising. I have had major success on my regular feed, but not on the advertising. But honestly, it's because I have not spent that much money on it. I know other people have, and I know there's been huge success on this. But I mean, what you should do is every time you make a sale, what I try to do is I put 20 to 30% of whatever wherever it generated me, I go to marketing. So I know how much I can be able to spend on Facebook ads, on Instagram ads, but make Instagram a part of your marketing budget every month. Mm-hmm. Sure, you should do it. $100 a month. Why not?
Right. So when you are saying that you have generated leads from your actual wall, not from native, just posting on your wall.
Yeah.
Can you walk us through an example or theoretically an example of what that might look like? Like, hey, I posted a picture of X and then somebody what does that look like? What should somebody envision their objective should be?
Your objective should be to get a client. It's not to sell what you're offering at that moment. Mm-hmm. It's basically, you're going to post a very nice penthouse in Manhattan. Okay. And you're going to put the description. Again, don't put the price. Somebody's going to contact you and then ask you, hey, I love that penthouse. Can you tell me more about it? I'm like, sure. It's 3 bedrooms, the cost is going to be $5 million. But guess what? I have other things in my inventory. I have, oh yeah, you know what? My budget is $400,000. Well, okay, great. So, you're going to be able to send them stuff that's $400,000 or $500,000, Mm-hmm. But the idea is that, for example, I had a buyer from Africa, and his budget was $300,000 for a 3-bedroom. And I ended up sending him everything for $300,000. And then, he says, no, you know what? No, I can go up to $500,000. So I went and I took videos and I sent it. I actually went myself and I did the videos and I sent them to him on WhatsApp. There you go. It transmit great videos. So he's like, you know what? I think my budget is a little bit larger. So he ended up buying a $1 million house, in a new development. So paid me 6% commission. Paid me 7% commission.
Wow.
And so that was through Instagram.
Yeah. Okay. Fabulous.
It took me a while because I had to, it took me about 3 weeks to a month, on sending him stuff. And so it's like a regular buyer. It's not,
it's an internet lead. It's an internet lead. But the reality is that you were able to get a lead out of it and actually make it work for you. So, I mean, I think, first of all, a big takeaway for everybody over here is to understand that whenever you get a lead online, it doesn't matter if you're paying for a lead with Zillow or Realtor.com or you're getting a lead through social media. Yeah. A lead is someone that you don't know and you need to work it. They don't show up with a check and say, here you go. You need to work it. And the goal here is not to talk about how easy it is to close a client that you get on Instagram. You always need to work to close a client. It's the fact that you can get a client that you have the potential to close. And I think that what you just shared right there is the fact that you were able to get a client who then, of course, you use your sales skills, which you need to have as an agent, to close, which I think is great.
Hey guys, so we have a question about hashtags. How do you pick them, and do you use the same ones on every post?
That is a great question. Okay. It's like when you go out fishing, you're gonna send out one lure, or you're gonna send out 30 lures. With 30 lures, you have a higher chance of getting fish, right? So I use 30 hashtags. I do not use them on my caption. I use them on my comment, because if I use them on my caption, it's gonna look like spam. Okay?
Right.
It's very important. Do I use the same ones? No. I always use them based on the photo or the picture that I'm posting. If the picture is a house with a pool, I'm going to use, mansion house, and the next one's going to be, pool design, pools, infinity edge pool. I'm always going to use different hashtags. I don't even think that Instagram likes you using the same hashtags. It's going to put you in a bad area. So try to target your hashtags, and don't cut and paste. That's bad. Just take some time and write new ones every time. I go global with my hashtags. Very few of them are targeted to, I don't know what it is, 212, 917, New York. I don't do Miami, because Miami, to me is I'm going to be competing in the same market with 1,000 other people. I don't want 50,000 agents in Miami. Sorry. I want to be global. I want to go, to the 8 billion people around the world. And I have 400 million followers on Instagram. So, 400 million people are on Instagram right now. So I want to go to everybody. I want to go worldwide. Now, if you're in a local market like Louisville, Kentucky, now that's a different story. You're going to have to go very local hashtags. That's, that's going to be your market. Unfortunately, you're not going to get an international market if you're in a small market.
Gotcha.
But what you might do in that market is just something of interest, and something that I talk about a lot with using social media is you grow a lot of your social media not only through real estate. You now have multiple real estate pages, but you started off with anti-animal cruelty.
Correct.
And that's something that you're passionate about. And so you got people following you there. So even if you're in Kentucky, it doesn't matter where, if there's something that you're interested in, and even if it's something like, talking about the businesses and showing off all the local restaurants and having an Instagram page of all the local restaurants in Kentucky. I mean, honestly, in New York, I would think that's interesting. I might not be a buyer in Kentucky, but I might even interact with you and increase your showing up in Kentucky itself for people there, because I've interacted with your page. So I think it's important for people to realize that, one of the big things, and one of the reasons I really wanted to have you on the show is that a lot of people, especially in New York, we have a lot of gorgeous buildings here. There's a lot of nice real estate here, and you too, right, in Miami. And I find that when I go to other real estate agents' pages, a lot of them have really nice pictures of buildings, and I feel like they all look the same. And I don't know how much it actually does for them, because I don't know how much intention they put behind it. They kind of treat it like Pinterest, maybe, where they're just putting a collection of photos. Like I have a really nice collection of photos too. If I just threw them up there and didn't do anything with it, I don't know how effective it would be. Meanwhile, you also have a lot of beautiful pictures of buildings, but it's being effective for you. And you have way more followers than a lot of them do over here that have nice pictures as well. So I was trying to figure out and learn, what are you doing differently? Because your photos are great, but so are theirs, yet you have this huge following that's ended up getting you people from, all over the world.
Okay, well, we're going to go in deep, and here now you're starting to ask me some technical questions. Okay, well, Instagram will categorize you into a group. Okay, let's get that straight. Where do you want to be categorized? Are you going to be, if you're going to be in the travel category, Instagram will put you in the travel category, and will let everybody that likes traveling, will see you in their Explorer page. Ultimately, your goal in Instagram is to get to the Explorer page. That is how your posts are going to get viral. I already said that before. So my intention is to be a global real estate brand. So I don't post hashtags that are local. That's just me. You can do whatever you want. But if you want to be in New York, then just post New York. Don't get into global stuff. Don't get into architecture. Just go targeted New York, 212, and just do a New York agent. I'm not a New York agent. I am a global agent. That's how I see myself. And I only post global stuff because I want to reach the 400 million followers. And I want Instagram to categorize me into real estate and luxury category, so people will see me in their Explorer page if they're interested in luxury and real estate. Those are the new features of Instagram. That's how they categorize you. So you want to be categorized in one of their groups. Now, one day you post your dog, and you put dog, 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 animal, 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 and next day you put building, building, building. Then guess what Instagram is going to do? They don't know how to categorize you, and you're dead. You're going to be basically feeding off to your own existing followers, but you're not going to grow because you're not going to go to the Explorer page. That's the key in this market. Go to the Explorer page. Engagement, comments, likes.
That's phenomenal. And it's funny how you're saying this global perspective while sitting in Moscow. Meanwhile, you're a Florida real estate agent. I mean, a global real estate agent who works in Florida.
Correct.
Gotcha. All right. That's a really good tip there. I really like that. That was really, really helpful. How does Instagram know what your content is? Are they looking at your image and saying there's a dog there? Or is it based on your comments like, I love dogs?
I would dare to say it has to do who my followers are and who I am liking as well. So that's why I've been learning a lot about this recently. So right now I'm trying to avoid liking things that have nothing to do with my business. So if I'm in the real estate business, I'm only going to be liking real estate posts. So Instagram is going to see what I'm liking, what other pages of my category are liking. If they're liking me, that means they immediately are going to put me into that group that I want to be in that group. I don't want to be in luxury. I don't want to be in the travel group. I don't want to be in the dog page. Unfortunately, that's the truth. I want to be in the luxury real estate group. I want Instagram to put me into that category. And basically that's how it works. It's just avoid. I'm just going to make an example to you. If you are Michael Meier and you start clicking pages about fashion, okay? And you are a large page, you have 100,000 followers. Guess what your followers are now going to start seeing on their Explorer page? Fashion. Guess what Instagram is going to do? They're going to think that you're in the fashion business. That's not your business. Your business is luxury real estate. So try to be careful who you like. Unfortunately, Instagram is not a very fair business. It's like if you go to Rome, you got to play by the rules of Rome. So just try to be careful who you're targeting, who you're liking, what you're liking.
That's really good stuff. That's really good tip. So it's important who you're liking, and it's also important who is liking you as a greatest figuring where you're going to actually show up.
Yeah, that's one of the successes of our animal page. We are connected with the top animal pages in the world, and all of us are commenting and liking our page. So that's what made that page grow so much. Mm-hmm.
And so also, are you basically having affiliations with these other larger brands, and you guys kind of have like a somewhat of a deal where they're liking your stuff, you're liking their stuff, so you both categorically are growing?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, we have what we call engagement groups. Right now they're I don't know if some people say they're allowed, some people say that they're not allowed, but we have them. It's not basically like we have a group per se, but it's more like, I receive notifications on the large pages, and I just like their posts because I like them, or, they're legitimately like their posts. So that's what's going to feed in there on Instagram.
Gotcha. Okay. Very, very cool stuff. This is all really valuable. Let me just ask you a quick question. I know when we started the show, you were talking about brands that are using Instagram well and brands that are not. Maybe before we wrap up this show, it was blowing my mind, some of the stuff you were sharing. Would you mind just quickly getting into that, what you were talking about?
Okay. So, during the 90s and 2000s, everybody was talking about Virgin Atlantic, how incredible their marketing was and everything. And so it was like, okay, well, they must probably have the best Instagram page in the world, right? So, and then you also talk about American Airlines. Wow, they're the number one, airline in the United States. So why don't we look at their Instagram pages and what they're doing right and what they were doing wrong? Okay, so it's a normal page. It's, appealing, not really nothing special about it. Just some regular planes and flying.
Yep, a flag. Yep.
Okay, now let's go to Virgin, which is Richard Branson He's supposed to be the king of the king of all marketing, and he was the one that wrote the rules of marketing. Okay, so what do you see there? It's pretty consistent. A lot of red. It's nice. Some technology.
For those of you who are, by the way, for those of you who are listening and not watching, go on your phones, go online, go to Instagram, and we're specifically looking at the Instagram pages of these different companies. Okay, so sorry, continue.
Correct. So, okay, so we're a Virgin. So now the last page I want you to see, all of you, let's go to Emirates. Now, did you notice how many followers the other pages had? 600,000. Now look at Emirates, 2.3 million followers. That is a huge difference. What are they doing different? They're creating, when you're in your office sitting in Michigan and it's cold in the winter and you're looking at these beautiful posts, this is where I want to be. I want to go to the beach. I want to feel, this is a 5-star airline. I want to, people just dream about flying on Emirates. They dream about flying on one of these 5-star cabins. And then one of the things that they did in August 1st, 2016, they even used Jennifer Aniston in one of their posts. Great. Right. So I want you to see this post.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. So they knew how to use celebrities. They knew how to use lifestyle. They really knew how to use something that was special, something that was different. And that's what differentiates them from the other pages. And kind of that's who you want to be. You want to be the page that has the best images out of all New York. Like nobody should have a better page than you. You should be, most consistent. It can't be like, you're taking a picture of, a bad picture of Central Park, dark, shady. And then the next picture is it's a beautiful penthouse in Park Avenue. It's not consistent. Make sure that everything is consistent, the same kind of lighting, the same, I don't use filters. Just make sure your pictures look crisp. Professional photography is important. But remember, this Instagram is all about photography. It's beauty. People want to see beauty. People want to see where they're going to be next. They want to dream that they're going to live in that apartment that you're showing. So it has to be good. It has to look nice. It has to feel appealing. So people also want tips. How can I decorate my home? What's my next closet going to look like? What are the colors of the moment? What are the colors of the season? You always want to post things that, create engagement with people.
Can I ask for questions? Some personal advice here, right?
Go ahead.
So on Snapchat, the way that people started hearing about me and learning about me is that I would go onto Snapchat, and I was an early adopter of getting on Snapchat. And I would go on there and I would share real estate advice. My target audience are real estate agents because I own a brokerage in New York City. It's a growing brokerage, and I recruit agents to my brokerage, or I attract agents to my brokerage by sharing education with them. So if you want more education, come work here. Obviously, you get more than I give away for free, right? That's what I do. And so on Snapchat, I have Snapucations, which I give you every day 1 minute of education. On Snapchat, it's not about the prettiness. It's completely raw. You can barely filter things out there, and you're walking around. And now a lot of my audience, a lot of them are on Instagram as well. And I want to be in front of that Instagram audience as well. I could take my Snapchat content and put it on Instagram because the Snapucations are great. But aesthetically, that's not the focus of the Snapchat platform. And so I wonder whether, your thoughts on how can I get video educational stuff that I can put on Instagram, or is it you just have to completely create different content?
Yeah. Those two platforms are not compatible, unfortunately. They're totally different. I actually suck at Snapchat. I have to be honest with you. I really do suck at it. And honestly,
I just missed that snap. I just missed it. Yeah.
So I have to tell you, just be good at one platform. Be good at two, Instagram and Facebook, or be good at Facebook and Snapchat. But Facebook is always a must. I mean,
yeah,
Facebook is like the leader of all of them. And now basically Facebook owning Instagram, they kind of work together. Now Snapchat has a totally different category, and I really admire people that are good at it. So congratulations on that. I haven't been able to master that one. I think you have to learn the game, and you have to learn it good at one of these apps, not 100 of them. So yeah, some people are really good at LinkedIn. They get all kinds of buyers on LinkedIn. I have never been able to find a buyer on LinkedIn. I suck at it too. I'm good at Instagram. That's what I do well.
Yeah. If I can squeeze in one more question from the comments, we have someone who wants to know how you use the live feature with Instagram.
Yeah, that's a good question.
And stories, but yeah.
Yeah, how to use it? I personally rarely use it because it's not something that what I prefer to do is I basically record what I want to say, and then I leave it rolling because it rolls for 24 hours. Now on my other page, which is on the yoga page that have 500,000 followers, live works really well. Like when I was, Richard, when I was at that conference with you and we were with Tony Robbins in Chicago, I was doing live and I had like 3,000 people live watching it. Other than that, why are you going to go live if you have 1,000 followers or 2,000 followers? It just makes you look like, like very egocentric. I don't know why we would do it. Unless you're like a huge celebrity, there's no need to use it. Unless you're in a special place and you really want people to see it. But honestly, using that kind of makes you look just a little bit egocentric for my understanding. If I see somebody and I see, they have 2 people, looking at them, it's almost going to be like a joke. So unless you have a huge amount of following, that live feature, it's good. It's going to be good for 2 things.
Well, let me ask you this. So the value that I find in going live on other platforms, like going live on Snapchat basically is live, or going live on Facebook or different things like that, is that people get the ability to get to know you. All right. Yeah. As a person, as a personality. And a lot of your pages on Instagram are about animal rescue, or they're about the real estate buildings that are there. So Correct. If you were to go live, maybe in your case with your pages, going live on you would almost be like, why are you on you? The page is about the real estate. And now you're showing you, it maybe sounds egotistical, but if you were inside and you were going through, a new development that was coming out and you got access to go in there and see it pre-construction or while it's being construction, that might be a cool way for people to see the development
exactly.
live and also
I agree. I agree with you. If it's a special location, definitely go live. If you're just going to go live in your car because you want to say something, I don't think I would. It's just might as well just record it. It's just better that way. But I agree with you. If it's a special event, go for it, 100%.
Gotcha. Cool. Right. Well, good question, and thank you for sharing your perspective on that. I think this has been a really awesome show. You really shared differences between how brands use it, some tips on how people can grow, understanding categories, times when you're posting, live examples of how you've gotten buyers from Instagram, and the differences between how you're using it and how some other people are using it, whose pages might look somewhat the same, yet are having drastically different results. So this has really been a fabulous informational show. I know it's like almost 1 o'clock in the morning for you now. So I just want to say thank you so much for being awake and sharing this with us, and just finding a spot where you can tune in and do the show with us. It's an honor to our audience, and we really appreciate it. If anybody wants to follow your pages, I know we've thrown it up on the screen, so everybody should see it right now. But did you mind just quickly, in case somebody's listening by chance, to throw out your handles so people know where they can find you on Instagram?
Yeah, my main page is Homes in Miami. I have Miami Mansion, Real Estate Global, Buildings of the Future. The animal page is Animal Revenge, and the yoga page, The Power of Tantra.
Awesome.
The main page that you're going to find me is Homes in Miami.
Awesome. Fantastic. So first of all, also, I just want to say to you, just knowing where this all started with you, standing up for the rights of animals and that are abused and so on and so forth finds a special place in my heart. So I just want to say thank you. That's like an amazing thing. Put the real estate on the side, put the money on the side. You're a good man. So, thank you.
I appreciate it.
And everybody, thank you very much for tuning into the show. Don't forget that you can post questions below, and we will be here to answer your questions. If anybody wants to reach out to me, my name is Michael Meier, Meier Real Estate, and you can reach me at Michael Meier NYC. Thank you very much, Jennifer. Once again, thanks so much for joining in the show. getting all those questions answered. There were some really good questions in the show, so that was really cool.
Absolutely.
Cool. All right, everybody. Talk to you soon. Thank you so much, and regards to Moscow.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you, Jennifer. Have a great day, guys.